to Martinsville. Last week's winner, Brad Keselowski, he would start 6th. You mentioned Jeff Gordon has won 8 times at Martinsville, including this race last year. 500 laps of intensity. Let's go lap 84, Ricky. Jeff Gordon able to get inside Jamie McMurray.
Jamie McMurray set the pace early. Jeff Gordon biding his time, says it's time to strike, and he takes command of the race.
All right, lap 192, pit stop. Gordon wins the race off pit road by a wide margin, but wait a second. Speeding on pit road, that would prove to be a storyline throughout the day.
Yeah, and he acknowledged his mistake. He redeemed himself with the mistake, but somewhere in the middle, well, we had a little bit of angst between 2 drivers.
Yeah, 2 drivers that were not chasers, and that's what makes this unique, Ricky, is that you've got all these guys still want to win races, still want to earn checks, but they're not in the chase.
If you're going to pay a guy back, it's probably going to be on a half-mile track where the top speed's 120 miles an hour. Speaking of that, a little payback from Brian Vickers to Casey Kane, but trust me, we're not done with this.
Yeah, Keselowski, he would get caught up in it. He would fall all the way back to 22nd after pitting. Now, lap 277, those same 2 again.
My point, Casey Kane says, all right, we're even, as Vickers goes around. Now let's go to racing.
All right, David B. issued a warning, by the way. Lap 228, Matt Kenseth, he loses control, gets into the 4-car, Kevin Harvick. These are 2 favorites to go to the Final Four in Miami.
2 excellent drivers, and frankly, you had Matt Kenseth make a mistake here. Drove in too deep, got a wheel hop, the right rear tire bouncing up and down. When that happens, you got no choice but to go back to the accelerator. As a result, he takes out Kevin Harvick.
He would have to go back to the garage. When you miss over 100 laps, your day is done. Lap 335, Gordon inside. Kurt Busch, the 41. Gordon able to climb his way back up to the lead. How good was his driving after the penalty today?
Well, he was on a mission. He wanted to redeem himself, and he did that driving by Kurt Busch, who had won in the spring. But how about one of the greatest on short tracks, Denny Hamlin, starting to flex some muscle?
Yeah, Hamlin gets into the lead. Lap 364, Harvick back on the track. Checks up in the corner, causing Kenseth to get into the back of him, causing damage. Harvick getting his payback.
A little bit of payback, yeah, and you can understand the frustration from Kevin's perspective.
77 laps to go. Kurt Busch warming his tires. His car catches fire. You ever seen this before?
Yeah, actually I have, and it's crazy. There's a percentage of this you can't control, and this is what I'm referring to. When a mechanical problem, maybe an oil filter, gets hit by something on the track, causes a fire.
What happened here to Brad Keselowski?
Keselowski had a differential problem. He's basically got no power to the rear tires, and coming up off the corner, it's a blind spot for drivers. They all collected him.
All right, a lot of guys. Carl Edwards, he's a chaser. Casey Mears, Kane, they would stop a red flag. So they had a lot of time to think. 47 laps to go. The most popular driver in the sport, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he takes the lead. And at this point, they did not want to see a caution, did they?
Not at all. He is actually in a position of strength because up to this point, Coach, he was methodical. He knew when to wait for things to happen. He knew when to make things happen. The pit crew was solid. He did everything right all day, but he still had to contend in the end with Jeff Gordon.
So the caution came out. Several drivers came in for 4 tires. Tony Stewart did not. A few other drivers did not. So now the restart. And tell me why this was so important they took 4 tires.
Well, because Tony Stewart's only got a couple cars between himself and the new tires. That's not enough. It's not enough of a buffer. You see that contact? That's just a product of Dale Jr. so much faster through the middle of the corner. Tony Stewart being a little bit defensive. He's got no choice. He's just hanging on at this point. But the story of the day is Dale Jr., who I've seen race with authority and speed at Martinsville, finally gets to victory lane there.
Top 5, 11 times. He finally wins at Martinsville. And you can see how much it meant to him, his team, which we will talk about. The excitement for a guy who got knocked out last week of the chase. But today he said, heck, I don't care about that. He wins. Jeff Gordon, great finish for him. He comes in second. Newman, a chaser, in third. There you see Logano and Kenseth. So a lot of chasers having good top 10 finishes. But the winner, the most popular driver in the sport, Dale Earnhardt Jr.